The one time Dan Sturr called me and said, I messed up. He was freaked out on the phone. He shot a picture of you, but he didn't shoot a picture of you. He didn't push the button.
Was it when I went between the buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gnarliest thing, like dangerous-wise, gnarliest thing that you've ever done.
Yeah, for sure.
And probably the gnarliest thing that you could ever do on a skateboard, as far as like, you are going to die if you fall.
Yeah.
Right? You're going across a gap, you're going to die, right? Very dangerous. It was downtown LA, right?
Yep.
Skyscraper buildings. 16-foot gap.
16-foot gap.
16-foot gap, kind of flat to flat, ramp to ramp.
Yeah.
Right? So how big was the takeoff ramp? 3 or 4 feet? You did a Japan over it, right?
Yeah, probably like 7 feet, 6
Okay,
7 feet.
listen, find it on YouTube. Tony did Japan over skyscraper roofs, right? Downtown. It was starting to rain. The ramps were getting wet.
Yes.
And Dan Sturr was down the bottom
He
taking
called
a
you and told
picture.
you all this?
Dude, while he was there, before he'd gone up to see you.
That is so wild.
He freaked out. Because you did the gap, right? 'Cause
Yes,
it was raining.
yes,
so
yeah.
you just did, I'm going to go. And you just dropped in and did one go, got it, right?
Right.
Well, Dan was,
it was not.
well, Dan was
I not doing
downstairs
it multiple
and you
times.
went and he just watched you. And he just called me and said, oh, fuck. And he was so upset. And then he went, from my memory in the story, he got in the elevator and he saw you in the elevator and you said something to him.
What, you wanted to hear my
Yeah,
version
go
of
on.
events? Yeah, so.
Yeah.
You made the real version?
I brought him. No, that's it.
Yeah.
I brought him to get the photo because
Yeah.
he was, this masterful lensman, and I was like, I'm so curious, what will his take on this be?
Yeah,
Would have been the best photograph ever. Ever. It would have been.
So it was in the Garment district of downtown LA. So it's pretty hustle bustle there, and of course we got permits from this building. It was early 2000s, so they're just like, yeah, whatever, sure, MTV, okay.
Yeah.
And so built this ramp, the perfect scenario. It started raining. It was raining most of the day. We finally got a break in the weather, and Dan was on the street. And I figured, okay, that's his angle, right? It's 7 stories. We finally got a break in the weather. They start trying to dry everything, and it's like, okay, this is it. This is your chance right now. It's going to start raining again.
Yeah.
So I went out. They're like, here we go. All right, here we go. Boom. I jumped in. I actually kind of over-cleared it.
It's probably for bad.
Which was okay with me, yeah, because like a bottom landing.
Shot's not cool.
Like, oh, whew. And I was like, oh, yeah, you did it. Right on, yay. And the landing side of the building had an elevator that went up to the roof.
Yeah.
You know how those elevators look?
Yeah.
And did it, said goodbye, and as the elevator opens for me to get in, Dan is coming out.
Yeah.
And he has this look on his face,
Oh.
and he goes, are you going to do it again? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know. No, I didn't get it. And I was like, yeah, because that
Right.
would be a Dan Sturr joke,
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
I was like, yeah, right. And he's like, no, I didn't get it.
Well, he was very upset.
And then I go, really? And right when I said really, it started pouring. And I'm like,
because you would have gone again.
for him? Yeah,
Wow.
probably.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
real.
it started pouring, and it's like, and then he turned around, got in the elevator, and went down.
I bet.
Like, he didn't even let me in with him.
Yeah,
Because he was just like, he was super embarrassed. I mean,
yeah, he was upset.
but that's such an interesting perspective to hear from you, that he's calling you about it.
Yeah, he was upset.
I know he's upset.
He's a
but
master. He probably thought about it for a freaking week before.
Yeah.
The exact angle, the exact time he wanted to stand there and where the light
I think it
would
was
be.
more that he had no contact with the production.
Obviously.
But he's like that anyway. When you shoot with him, he just walks all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
Plenty of times I've been riding
Yeah.
up to the rail and he just starts walking up the stairs towards
Yeah.
you. Towards you. And it's like 20 stair rail, kink rail, and you're going to be balancing, and he's like on the staircase, walking while you're sliding down.
Yeah,
Like,
he thinks
he was like
you're-
that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he would also stand in places where other photographers there had shot would never stand.
Yeah.
You know, in the weirdest, most uncomfortable places.
That's what he did with me, dude. The first time we ever shot, he stood on the transition in line. Like, I was doing a tower grab to fakie, and he stood 6 inches
Right where
away
you're
from
gonna
my
land.
line to go up the ramp. And I remember, like, I'm in the air, and as I land, he, like, steps in, and I'm like, and I bailed, and he goes, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, I thought I was going to hit you. He's like, what you worry about yourself? And I was like, okay, but you didn't tell me you were going to walk onto the flat. Like, I'm sorry, but he ended up
Yeah.
making me so mad that I purposely like drifted towards him on the one that I made, and I think that's what he wanted me to
That's
do.
exactly what he wanted
But
to
he
do.
got the photo.
Yeah, he did get
He got the photo.
Yeah.
It was actually a double. It was a tailgun to fakie and an ollie over a picnic table.
Wow.
Because it was back when it was like,
Yeah.
if you're not looking like you've done some
Yeah.
kind of street trick, you're not sponsored. Like, and I was like, but I really did. There was that big bank that Sheffy used to ollie,
Yeah.
and I used to go there because I really liked it. Like, I was like, I can't ollie a picnic table on the flat. But that bank was so, if you could push fast, you could fly off that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would go there on the regular and pop ollies over it because it was like, I was legitimately having a fun time.
What was your favorite photo that he took of you?
Of Dan? The
Yeah.
Dan shot?
Yeah.
Probably the Staples Center one.
Yeah.
Because I remember, because it's an ass shot from the back, completely like flat ass shot at the back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A weird perspective. And he was standing on the bottom stairs and stuff too. So not a normal, you don't see where you're coming from, where you're going. And then I like the colors, red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Like very simple. Probably that. But my mind doesn't really think in favorites the same way. Because when I think of Dan, I just think of all of these incredible photographs that like just stick out in my mind. You know, even just the Remy Stratton photo. Did you ever see that one? The nose grind over the hip at the YMCA or something.
Yeah.
It's like the perspective.
Yeah.
Perspective's a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
or just Matt Hensley doing ollie on that freeway overpass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
Like,
crazy.
Or the
I mean,
cowboy, or the cowboy hat. Ollie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not the gnarliest trick
Oh,
ever.
man, I gotta find all
It's
this
the
stuff.
type of photograph.
All right, stop talking about stuff now.
Yeah. What do you need to find?
Every time
Whenever
we
you
bring
bring
up
up
a
something,
photo,
I'm the one
he
that
has
has to go find
to
it.
put it in the podcast.
Oh, that one's easy. Matt Hensley, cowboy hat.
Not when it's
Yeah,
the
we'll
seventh
see.
one from the episode.
Oh no.
You realize he's got kids, right? He's a busy
my
guy.
Well, hey Jeff, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
that was a
man.
blast, man. I've always
Thanks for having me.
loved your approach to skating, your no nonsense attitude, and you always come through with amazing skating footage and stories. So appreciate it.
I'm impressed with your left
appreciate
arm,
it.
dude. That was really good.
Thanks, man.
That was a struggle.
Lot of.
That was also very impressive.
I enjoyed that, man.
And
Thanks
we
for
were
having
talking
me.
about how you still calm. We finally saw the aggressive side.
I don't know, but it was controlled, wasn't it?
It was controlled. Yeah.
There might not be an end point. Thanks for having me, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Can I give you a hug and get out of here?
Let's put this to bed. Is it Rowley or Rowley?
It's Rowley.
Rowley.
Yeah, Geoff Rowley.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. Get it right.
Whoops.
Yeah. Jeff Rowley.
Can
Everyone.
I blame my Australian accent?
Yeah, I think you can.
Good.
Yeah.
How would you say it?
Rolly now.